Hey everyone, this is Damien Vidovic from the Demo Network once again, and as you can see we're casting a good old 2 vs 2 replay on the, what is it, on the map, Doom Spiral, yep, for the Dawn of All Soulstorm game, so good stuff indeed. So just have a look at the top right team. It consists of the Tau player Fog Spirit and Space Marine player Asgard, and on the bottom left we got Der General Boy as Tau and Beer as the Space Marines. So there you go. I think I might have actually commentated on this map more so than all the others. Actually, for some reason it seems to be pretty popular, and one can certainly see why. I mean, look at that couple of separate paths going down the flanks and a path through the middle. Wow. If that's not award-winning map design, I just don't know what is. So there you go. And in either case, we're actually going for a bit of harassment, actually preventing the capture of this flag by Spirit. Or is it Fog? Hang on, FOG Spirit. That's good. Yeah, we'll just call him Fog, I suppose. So yeah, it looks like his starting units are the Fire Warrior and more Fire Warriors. So yeah, pretty good harassment by these Scout Marines. From what I can see, yeah, it looks like yeah, Spirit has not gone for anything tricky like Vespids or anything like that. Most likely because he's getting harassed a bit in his base. Although counter harassment never hurts either, actually. And in either case, it looks like Asgard has his own force commander out, and what do you know, their General Boy actually has his own investment squad out, going to be doing a bit of damage to this listing post. So he'll most likely want to cancel this fortified position upgrade, unless, there you go, there comes a force commander, so he might just be able to save that listing post. It's going to be a bit of a close call though, to say the least. And at the same time though, we've got to have Beer doing a bit of harassment this time, going into the Space Marine player's base, and what do you know, this listing post is still alive, so not bad effort indeed. Asgard was able to save it. Only barely though, but he was still able to save it. So yeah, it looks like these Stingwings are going to have to yeah, get their jollies elsewhere, so to speak. Actually, who's capping that point? Oh, okay. It's a stealth suit by the which player is Beer? By the Tau player Beer. At the same time though, we have a bit of harassment being done by, wow, okay then, being done by their General Boy. Actually managed to, I thought he actually killed off that listening post, but it looks like it might have actually been, its construction might have just been cancelled. So rather unfortunate, and yeah, Stealth Suit is decapped at that point and is actually going to start capturing that point as well, so. Just having a look though, we do have a single completed listening post by the Space Marine player. Would certainly want to see maybe him deploying his skull probes just to be able to actually see those stealth suits. So a little skirmish happening in the middle indeed. The Scout Marines being forced to run around a little bit, although Asgard might just be better off setting his force commander to range stance, because as you can see those Scout Marines are just a little bit too fast. And what do you know, the General Boy has actually managed to capture the right point, and he's got a Tau commander in the thick of it as well. And what do you know, Space Marine player Beer is actually needing to retreat a bit, although he has built his second Space Marine squad, and he's also taking out a or bringing out a force commander to do battle with the Tau commander. The Tau commander is most likely going to retreat after that snare trap becomes invisible, although no, too late though. Looks like Beer was able to shoot it down, so rather unfortunate. And yeah, interesting enough, it looks like Tau player is actually leaving his commander in the melee there, and managed to kill off those troops, most likely because of his high amount of health, rather than anything else, because his range damage, or rather his melee damage, sorry, is not that good to say the least. And what do you know, we actually got a Tau Commander versus Tau Commander battle here, with the General Boy forcing a bit of a retreat, unfortunately. Although as you can see, the snare traps are preventing the Stingwings from giving chase though. It looks like the General Boy is either conserving his jumps or he's actually run out of jumps, because yeah, he's just not jumping towards those squads, you can see. But what do you have? No, Beer is actually getting torn up. Oh, sorry, that's a Asgard is actually getting torn up by Beer. And yeah, his Force Commander goes down, so pretty significant loss actually. At the same time though, Asgard is actually hoarding quite a few resources. He might be better off going to tier 2 right now, or building more troops, or possibly doing both actually, given the amount of... Oh, he actually is a tier 2, I didn't even notice. So yeah, as you can see, he's actually going for Grey Knight's squad, and I thought he was going to go for a Chaplain, because really that's the perfect... well, in my opinion, is the perfect combination to have those to have that command over those troops, especially given that those Grey Knights actually do decent range damage, and they actually got quite a bit of health. And given that the Chaplain heals troops, the longer they stay alive, then yeah, having high health would yeah, it certainly benefits them more so than other troops, especially when you leave them on the front lines and in melee. So it looks like yeah, he's going for Chaplain and going for a Sacred Artifact. So, alright, they would have had one. Sorry, so he's going for a Librarian in that Sacred Artifact. And what do you know? So Grey Knights have actually managed to do a bit of Psychic Inquisition damage to Beer's squad there, though, but yeah, unfortunately Beer is too smart for that, but he's just retreating his squad before any more damage can be done. Well, at the same time though, Spirit is in quite a bit of trouble actually. His base is getting torn up by these Vespids. Though we do have a bit of a counter-attack with pretty elite troops actually being conducted by Asgard, and as you can see the Tower Commander unfortunately just been killed off, and looks like the barracks for Spirit might just be destroyed as well actually. Librarian casting Psychic Inquisition, as you can see, managing to do quite a bit of damage actually, almost taking out an entire Space Marine squad of what he currently has, so too bad at all. As for the Chaplain, who's finally come out, so to speak, so he'll be able to offer up a bit of damage as well. So provided that Asgard can keep his Grey Knights alive, he might just be able to battle the attack on Spirit's base. So it's going to be a bit of a tricky thing to do, because it's essentially a 2 versus 1 at the moment. Although Spirit does have a couple of Fire Warriors out, so they'll be able to do a bit of fire supports there. And for some reason, Chaplain... Ah, there we go. So Chaplain's been attached to that, so Grey Knight's sword finally. There we go. Unfortunately, just standing by though, not really doing too much. They might just be able to kill off the Tower Commander though, but unfortunately, yeah, that might not be the case. And yeah, as you can see, Beer's taken that opportunity to actually move up all the way to the, well, almost right next to the Fire Warriors by Spirit here actually. So being able to do a bit of damage here, but at the same time though, the Space Marines might be caught in a bit of a pincer movement if it weren't for the fact that the second part of this pincer is just a couple of Fire Warriors who pretty much would break like matchsticks under this sort of fire. But at the same time though, it looks like Beer's squad is getting slowly killed off, so pretty good counter-attack by Asgard there actually, or defense, not really seeing too much of a counter-attack there. So I was able to fend off Beer almost entirely actually, so his squad was on the verge of getting killed off there, and I must say that was rather surprising actually. There you go, managed to hold on just barely. So Tower also being forced to retreat. Vespid's deciding to stay behind a bit though, but yeah, looks like they're going to be retreating as well, so over they go, just like that. And there we go, looks like I got an armory built, going for plasma pistols and a regular Space Marine squad. So pretty standard stuff so far. Wouldn't be surprised if we actually see the Space Marine squad start off with a Sergeant before going for everything else. Because yeah, Sergeant's actually very cost effective when it comes to health compared to the other Space Marines. Like, got quite a bit more health than them, and he's got heavy high infantry armor. He's got elite infantry armor as well, which certainly helps. And what do you know, we've actually got the Force Commander out. Quickly doing some praying there or whatever he was doing while the battle was actually occurring. And that was very close actually. That missile barrage barely missed that Fog's Fire Warriors actually. So Yeah, as you can see, General Boy's actually gone for a bit of a vehicle-based build of his first missile gunship, or Skyrim missile gunship anyway. And yeah, as for what Beer is doing, not too much actually. He doesn't seem to have any vehicles or anything else. It looks like he's just spent most of his resources on rebuilding his army. And what do you know, they're going to be counter-attacking any moment now, although he's out here to himself, getting a pretty standard, yeah, actually pretty heavy, plasma-heavy build there actually. Well, at the same time though, we do have a counter-attack underway for good old Asgard, so he might be able to do a bit of damage actually. But what do you know, General Boy has actually gone for Barracuda and managing to do a fair bit of disruption damage there, as you can see. So yeah, this fighter, I can hover in the air without any obvious means, somehow, is normally suited towards taking out buildings and vehicles, but yeah, it does a bit of disruption damage as well, as you can see. It's got Inspiring Aura for the Force Commander being researched, and yeah, we actually got Asgard going to tier 3 though. You'll certainly want to hurry up though, because yeah, Bear's doing a pretty good job at tearing up his base at the moment. And yeah, as you can see, Spirit is, or Fog, or whatever you want to call him, is only just barely managing to make his tier 2 building, the Path to Enlightenment, which actually functions as an army as well, which means he most likely has a building. Here we go, so he's got the Tower Barracks right here as well. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure if it was such a good decision to put the Path to Enlightenment in the Tower base. It certainly was a good decision maybe to put the barracks in the Space Marine base, given that Tower base is pretty much all but have been destroyed. But the problem is this tier 2 buildings are pretty expensive, and it does have a bit of health though, but it can only withstand so much punishment, of course, when there's nothing else around. But what do you know, we've got Space Marines with a single rocket launcher, just been a bit annihilated, unfortunately. They weren't able to destroy the Barracuda, unfortunately, and we've got a bit of a counterattack underway on the bottom, so it looks like General Boy is going to have a bit on his hands, actually. But yeah, it looks like the General Boy is doing a pretty good job on Fog's base, and his HQ has been destroyed. So, ouch, a bit of a setback indeed for Fog's war effort. We'll have to see what it does. So we've got the Assault Terminators being built as the first elite unit by the Space Marines. I'll just see what we have for Beer. Yeah, looks like it's just going for Grey Knights, so pretty standard stuff indeed. That's interesting. From in that thought, Asgard was going to use his orbital bombardment ability for his Force Commander, but he cancelled it at the last moment. Not entirely sure why. Okay. Just wanted to get it in a better spot by the looks of it. So we're doing a bit of damage to the General Boy's base, as you can see, but don't like their chances too much. Oh, this is good. General Boy was actually able to, for a minute there, thought he was actually going to go for this crisis suit, but instead he's actually decided to go for the vehicle beacon instead. At the same time though, we do have a nice little orbital bombardment ability, destroying a single power plant and doing pretty heavy damage to the rest of the base. So not bad effort indeed actually, so it's a good thing that Asgard retargeted his orbital bombardment to do that. At the same time though, as you can see at the top, the Fog's base has been entirely destroyed, with the exception of his Path to Enlightenment actually, which he probably should have cancelled beforehand. See, Assault Terminators not doing too well though. A couple getting caught in the middle of a missile barrage actually, but they did manage to escape though, and yeah, they're actually trying to destroy this HQ building. So if they do manage to do that, that'll be certainly quite a blow to General Boy. Or is it the General? Sorry, the General Boy. We'll just call him General Boy at this point. But unfortunately, it looks like they forced to deal with a couple of other troops, and yeah, it looks like they might actually be retreating. So yeah, we finally got Terminators coming out for for Asgard, sorry. And yeah, it looks like he's actually building a couple of assault cannons. So given that he's not going to, by the looks of it, he's not going to be building extra members, so he'll most likely be using them for long-range class support. And yeah, those assault cannons are pretty decent actually. My biggest gripe with this Terminator squad, well, Terminator squads in general, is yeah, the fact that only 2 of them can mount heavy weapons. And yeah, I think that I'm pretty sure they take up free supply cap as well. So as you can see now, the Space Marine player is blocked a bit by supply. But if you can get them all in range, of course, then yeah, they do pretty decent damage. But the problem is they don't move too fast either. So you get them close enough to the enemy so that all of them can fire both their long range and short range weaponry. Then of course leaves them vulnerable to melee troops as well. And there you go. So it looks like the HQ has been taken down. At the same time though, the counter-attack by the General Boy on Space Marine player's base.
Missiles locking on.
So it looks like he might be in a bit of trouble actually. Although at the same time though, the Tao's base has been cleaned up, so one could almost call this a bit of a base trade, if of course it went for the fact that the top right team has only got one base remaining. Although we might, actually no, we don't see any builder units on this side of the map for the tower. Okay, and I'm pretty sure they're trying to teleport, or maybe not. Well, they were trying to teleport, and then the entire squad that just got destroyed, and there goes the chaplain actually. So we got to the Grey Knights and the Force Commander remaining. Yeah, got Terminators. Suffered a couple of missiles, not really, doesn't really count as a barrage though, I suppose, although they were able to destroy this Skyray missile gunship as well. Yeah, sorry about that, just need to clear my throat for a second. It's interesting, they got Force Command attached to Grey Knights. It's not something you would see too often, to say the least. But then again, given that the chaplain's dead, I guess they'll have to make do with what they have. So there you go. So we've finally got Tau rebuilding their HQ, and yeah, what do you know, their General Boy is certainly suffering a bit there. Although, as you can see though, he does have a few remnants of his base remaining. Don't know if he has any buildings though. Sorry, builder units. So if he doesn't, then yeah, he's certainly screwed at this point. But then again, he does have a few buildings remaining, so he'll be able to well, get a couple of troops out, and I don't know, that's about it, I suppose. Although yeah, as you can see, he does have a couple of elite battle suits. What are these? Crisis battle suits, which yeah, pretty aptly named, given that their General Boy is certainly in a bit of a crisis at the moment. So interesting, got the Apothecary actually attached to these Grey Knights. Most likely just to save on the cost of the chaplain actually, because yeah, Apothecary is not really as good as the chaplain. He doesn't have a slow ability. And yeah, he's got less health and all that, of course, than the chaplain does. So yeah, probably was chosen for that particular squad out of necessity more so than anything else. And a bit of a misclicked orbital bombardment there, although I think it might have been cancelled at the last second. That was a bit hard to tell. At the same time, they've got Furious Charge, being researched for the Grey Knights, so they'll be able to do a bit of knockback damage. As you can see, knocking about troops, and yeah, doing a bit of damage at the same time. Yeah, just have a look. So the Chaplain is actually not attached to the Grey Knight squad for whatever reason. Not entirely sure why. And there you go. Looks like yeah, they'll certainly want to get out of that spots there, because as you can see, the Beer's Grey Knights have been able to unleash that ability on them. And yeah, unfortunately, it looks like Asgard and Fogg's troops have just about all been destroyed, although amazingly Asgard has actually managed to keep all three of his commanders alive. Only barely, but there you go, better than nothing. So we've got another Apothecary being built, and Assault Terminators being built as well, so chances are we'll probably see this Apothecary being attached to the Assault Terminators and have these commanders functioning on their own for as long as possible. Although, what do you know, the Apothecary is going straight into combat, actually. But as you can see, he doesn't have much health, though, so yeah, he really is the medic unit of the Space Marine squad. And yes, sorry, the Space Marine team. And as you can see, Grey Knights are being built. Probably should have gone Grey Knights sooner rather than build an Apothecary first, but there you go. Good Dreadnought being built by Beer, though, so that'll certainly help shut down the melee troops. Actually, no, then again, Asgard does have quite a few Assault Terminators, actually, and interestingly, they actually do stun units. When you have enough of them attacking at once, they can actually continuously stun a unit, but it doesn't look like as if there's enough attacking at the same time, though. That doesn't matter, though, because this Dreadnought is gone. It's out of here. So, not bad use at all, actually, of the Assault Terminators. What you know is you can see the Chaplain has been killed off, though, and just have a look. Okay, that's right, so they're detached. So yeah, for whatever reason, though, they haven't attached any commander units to the Assault Squad, not entirely sure why. Also, Assault Terminator Squad, should I say. And there we go, finally got Assault Terminators. Pretty much in full force almost, going for the Dreadnought, so provided that they can all pile on at the same time, so to speak, they'll be able to stun this Dreadnought and yeah, just be able to kill it off relatively quickly. Though the Dreadnought is doing quite a bit of damage, and of course it's still alive though. So interestingly, that it hasn't been stunned yet though, which is rather surprising actually. We do have nearly a full squad. Oh, there we go, so as you can see now they managed to stun it. And yeah, there you go, there goes the Librarian just getting tossed aside there by the Dreadnoughts. Makes you wonder why they didn't try to toss it aside before, but there you go. They only toss him aside if his health is 0, so how arbitrary. There you go. Just noticed we have a full squad of Assault Terminators heading towards the Tau base. They'll most likely be doing a bit of building damage. Just like this Dreadnought, in fact. And not entirely sure what that is. I think it's German, but got the paltry amount of German that I've learnt in high school. Not really helping. You know, trying to understand what it means. So there you go. Looks like I do have a builder unit repairing the buildings that the Dreadnought's attacking though, so that'll certainly help stall it a bit. At the same time though, Beer's Dreadnought has been destroyed, so there you go. And of course the General's base is getting slowly destroyed as well. Got a orbital bombardment, sorry, being used to help take out a few buildings. So as you can see, just leaving his base flaming a little bit. Yeah, the Dreadnought was able to do quite a bit of economic damage, although not careful though, Beer might just get his Dreadnought destroyed actually. And what do you know? The Tau player at the bottom has been entirely destroyed, so it looks like yeah, he really didn't have any builder units remaining when his HQ was destroyed before. While Fog though was able to keep a few builder units alive. And there you go, now he's got a base that's basically piggybacking on the Space Marine player's base. So yeah, it's certainly a bit of a 2 versus 1 at the moment though, although the Tau player Fog is not really quite at full strength though, so if well, if Beer plays his cards right, he might be able to pull a win from this, but he's certainly got his work cut out for him, having an entire teammates disappear, just like that. As you can see, he's going to tier 4 though, and rebuilding his orbital orbital relay apparently, which got destroyed at some point. And yeah, as you can see, the players just talking a bit amongst themselves, preparing for the final battle, so to speak. And yeah, Tau player once again going to tier 2. So interesting though, from what I can see, we haven't seen any vehicle units at all for Asgard. Although it has built some, certainly had some pretty solid troop compositions. I know, yeah, as you can see, of according to some of the players, yeah, he even did a pretty good job in commanding his troops around, especially his tier 3 troops. Schlecht? I can't remember. I think that means bad or something like that. So the players said something was bad. So there you go. That's well, I could be a translator with that knowledge of German. Like, just imagine that'd be kind of funny, really. Two diplomats talking, and so one of them German, I guess the other one could be English or something, and the English guy asks what they're talking about. So they'll just say, oh, well, they said something was bad. Some part of your trade agreement was bad. We don't know what, but some part of it was bad. And there you go. That'll be all they need to understand. But anyway, just having a look there. Grey Knight's doing a pretty good job with their charge ability, and yeah, casting Psychic Inquisition, and also slowing down Beer's Grey Knight with his chaplain. So pretty good use of troops indeed, actually being able to do quite a bit of damage there. At the same time though, Beer has teleported in his Assault Terminators to do a bit of melee damage though, although, there you go, Asgard is teleporting them out of there though, so pretty good job indeed. There's an Apocryphy attached to them as well, to provide a bit of healing. So that's something I'm going to see every day, Assault Terminators against Grey Knights. Unfortunately though, the Grey Knights are getting torn apart as one would expect. Because yeah, the Grey Knights, they're normally meant to be used against demonic units, but yeah, of course not every side has demonic units or uses demonic units, but they're so actually pretty useful against the troops as well. But yeah, one has to be careful with them though. There's yeah, they're certainly fighting a bit out of their element whenever they're not engaging demonic troops, or I suppose ranged troops as well. And we'll just, while nothing's happening in the middle of the map, we'll just go to this rather exciting 1 versus 1 Scout Marine duel here. Who will win? Who will win? And it's interesting, if you actually look, it looks like as if they're actually shooting to the side of each other, and yet managing to hit each other somehow. So those are the wonders of, what is it? Yeah, the wonders of 41st millennium technology. Don't have to shoot anywhere near your opponent, and yet your bullet still hits them. Although interestingly though, the American military, as far as I know, is actually working on so-called smart bullets that actually change their trajectory while in the air to seek out their targets. So it wouldn't be too far-fetched to see something like that in the future. Although those were the tracer rounds that weren't going anywhere near their targets. So now whatever. Maybe we don't have any homing tracers perhaps in the future, but we have homing bullets, homing invisible bullets. And what do you know? Spirit's actually going to tier 3 as well though, but at the same time Beer is doing quite a bit of damage to the remaining Space Marine player base. And of course, Asgard's not one to be left out, he'll actually be doing some melee damage to Beer's base. So at the moment though, Beer does seem to have a bit of an army advantage actually, so we might actually see a bit of a base trade. With Beer might not come out on top though, because he's only got 1 base, and yeah, I do see the Space Marine player building another vehicle production building, or rather his first vehicle production building of the game actually in the former tower, or rather in the former base of the tower player. So yes, if Asgard can play his cards right, he might just be able to win this base race, but we'll have to see what happens. So Beer's brought in a Dreadnought, as you can see, and yeah, as you can see, Asgard has also brought in a machine gun. So as for Beer, I saw that he went for tier 4 before, but I don't think it has made too much difference. Normally one only goes for tier 4 to get Predators with las cannons, and also to get the Land Raider, but as far as I can see, there's no actual relic points on this map, so the only thing you end up with is that you can get is las cannon equipped Predators, but we haven't seen any of those either, so it's a bit of a pointless upgrade actually, might be. It certainly could have been better spent elsewhere. Although, Beer might have intentionally got that upgrade before and planned to go for Predators, but it might have just been too sidetracked. That need case, there you go. So there you go, looks like Beer's most likely going to lose the space trade race. As you can see, the Space Marine player and Spirit still has a few buildings remaining. And I'm pretty sure they have to be production buildings actually. I guess it depends on the what the victory conditions were, but usually it's the production buildings that need to be destroyed in order to annihilate your opponents. Although, what do you know? Space Marine HQ here has gone down, and Tau HQ has gone down as well. But at the same time, though, we do have Asgard doing quite a bit of damage to this stronghold, and Beer's doing quite a bit of damage with his Dreadnought, though. So Spirit might want to actually kill off that Dreadnought just so that these guys can actually live on. And yes, so we have a sink error, unfortunately. So yeah, I actually did I did check the comments for this replay beforehand, and yeah, I actually knew about the sink error before. But yeah, it actually appears that a couple of minutes later, Asgard and Spirit would have actually won the game. So yeah, fortunately, we didn't miss too much with that sink error. So thank God for that. So yeah, there you go. Another commentary done and dusted. So yeah, we'll have this one uploaded along with the previous one that I did a bit earlier, a bit later on. So until that happens, this has been Damien Davidovich signing off.